Hello, here we are again, and we are here for a Title Tuesday, and I am absolutely cream crackered. If you don't know what that means, then it means knackered. I've been at Norway chess. I'm getting my excuses in again, so I might not be as joyful and as perky with the wit, humour, and intelligence that I normally have. Thank God for you guys. But I will try to play some chess. And I was just on the chess.com thing, settings, I think it's called, and I found a button say hide ratings. So look, woohoo! I've done it. I've done it, boys and girls. We don't know how strong or weak our opponent is, which is cool, I guess. Let's see how we get on. But the other issue is, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant in Title Tuesday because you can tell by their name, right? I mean, like, if it comes up with Magnus Carlsen, no rating, I'm not going to be like, yeah, this guy's an idiot. We know who they are. So they need a setting where it's hide rating and hide name and title as well. Then it might be a bit more easy. So we're playing a kind of black line. My knight's gone walkies. And you also have to watch out for this kind of tactic, but it ain't working. And this move seems to be a natural follow-up. And I'm not sure about my opponent's move there because I'm also attacking that pawn. So he's come back, admitting he's made a mistake. Now, let's just move the knight in first. And my knights are very good here. And if I get this one move in here, maybe with a rook coming to the d file, I'll be doing all right. Well, I'll be doing more than all right because this is now really bad for him because he can't keep his queen on the knight. He probably has to give his queen up here. So otherwise I've got to take... I mean, this is just completely winning with the bishop queen coming in. And that is one of the easiest first rounds I've ever had. Shachmat. And look at that. The king of all knights. My knights were reigning supreme. And the queen is going to sneak its way into g2. Yeah, I kept falling asleep on the couch today, but I'm pretty good with no sleep. I only sleep like 5 hours normally anyway. Don't sleep much. But I've literally just played the World Team Rapid and Blitz World Championships. I didn't do that well. I had a great laugh. It was more relaxing with a brilliant team. We had David Norwood, Ali Mortazali, some English legends. Ilya Gurevich, who hasn't played any chess in 25 years. Nick and Richard Pert. Bodhana, what a ledge. Sami Mortazali, lovely guy. Talented chess player, Ali's son. Going to go a long way. And I may even do a bit of coaching with him, which I don't do any coaching at the moment whatsoever. Far too expensive. Need the money. Generally. But if you like someone, it's okay. And it was great fun. I mean, I had some okay games, but I wasn't really all guns burning, blazing, whatever you call it. Okay, so let's see how we do in this Title Tuesday, and of course there are a number of strong players as always, and this one looks particularly strong. Look at that, we're in the top. Well, it just says 1. That's what we want. But I saw earlier we have Hikaru playing. Let's have a look. Magnus Carlsen, Ferrugia. You got a lot of them here. Should we have a look at old Magneto? Magneto with the black colours seems to be. Well, he's not getting it easy here. This is how strong players are nowadays. Look, the computer even says that White's slightly better here. Chess is so tough. I mean, you can't make any mistakes in blitz. I mean, the players nowadays, it's just really hard to be good at chess. It's really hard. By the way, I found a new mouse. I'm actually streaming for a different place. I'm streaming from my house now, and we'll see how that goes. But this mouse seems to be pretty sexy. It seems to be working, which is a very good start. So after this move, how is black going to win this game? Magnus with the black pieces. He's got a tough challenge ahead of him, right? Let me just put my phone on aeroplane mode, because otherwise it might mess with the microphone. I can work out how to do that, to unlock it and do stuff. Oh, I don't know. I've decided this week I'm gonna downgrade my phone. So I might even get rid of phones in general, but you kind of need a phone in case, like, you know, my mum rings with an emergency and she's pretty ill. But I might get, I don't know, what do they call it? A stupid phone for stupid people? Is that what they call it? Probably not. I want a phone that literally just does phone calls. So, yeah, I think I'm going to get a stupid phone, because I get far. I can remember the good old days. Some of you probably can't remember the good old days. I can remember the good old days where, you know, you'd meet your friends and you say, we'll meet at this pub at this time, and you didn't look at your phones. You just turned up at the pub, and they were either there or they weren't there. Ain't the end of the world. And now I can't even find out bloody aeroplane mode. And now you go on your phone, you start looking at absolute crap, and it's really unhealthy. It's just really unhealthy. I know we're all addicted to it, but it's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I okay, that's probably the one. Hopefully you're not getting distortion in the sound. If you are, I apologise. And Magnus is taking control again. He's got two beautiful pieces here, and he's got two connected pass pawns, which have a lot more potential if he can get them motoring down the board. So yes, I think I'm either going to get rid of a phone or get the worst phone I can get, literally make phone calls like an old school brick. We call them the brick phones because they look like a brick. I don't really want to carry a brick around, but it might be quite funny as well. Hello. So that's what I'm going to do this week. That's my aim of the week. And it looks like Magnus should now be winning. Oh, look at that. And cream always rises, is the expression. An expression. And Magnus, in that case, was the cream, if that makes sense. And he did, indeed, rise. Okay, now, is the next game going to start soon, or what's happening here? I'll put it on pause for a second, and hopefully the next round will start at your end in a second. It's getting brighter and brighter in this room. I'm actually starting to squint. I haven't got any blinds or curtains for this room. I've been too lazy to sort it out. So we will see if I can continue playing through God's rays of sunshine, which sounds like a nice idea, but when they're going directly into your eyeballs, doesn't always work. But okay, next game starting in a sec. So here we go. So this is the thing I was just saying. I know, even though it's not showing a rating, I know that this guy is... I'm going to play the French because that's been doing all right for me recently. I know that this guy is like over 3,000 because he's like one of the best blitz players around. So I'll just stick to my normal setup. And one of my favourite openings, which I'm going to play more in competitive chess, is this setup here, which we call the Botvinnik English Reversed, named after world champion Botvinnik, and reversed because you normally do the setup with the white pieces. And I have a lot of experience in this kind of position. Now, if I get this move in, I'm doing really well. So my opponent has to stop me from playing this. So something like f4, it is kind of, it's forced. And obviously a player of my opponent's strength will play that. Now I'm going to go here because I create a threat of pawn takes pawn when the knight is on pre. So my opponent pops that back. Now, can I do this? I'm just trying to calculate if I've got that covered. I think so. I've got 1, 2, 3 covering it. My opponent's got 1, 2, 3 attacking it, so I don't see why not. And I'm doing this because the centre is important. His h4 move, dare I say it, might look a little bit silly in some circumstances, but it's still an interesting position. I mean, g4 and f5, and he's trying to use the h-pawn now. So his play is making good logical sense. And I'm just going to take here, because if he takes with a piece, I have g5. And if he takes with the pawn, he gets in the way of the rook and the bishop. So now we go g5. And I'm not doing anything particularly special in this game. I just want to go queen here, potentially stopping g4, potentially stopping this, but he gets there first. So let's keep going forwards. And there is a check here, but I think we cover that check sufficiently by guarding and playing this move. And I just don't want this knight to pop out, and we should be a little bit better here. There may have been something stronger for me. I mean, pawn takes pawn, but again, this check gives him this extra protection. So, sensible moves. I'm not going to think too much. He probably wants to come in here, but then this pawn is dangerous. So, we get a very good knight now. And he grabs this pawn, which I was hoping we could get very good compensation, but maybe I shouldn't have allowed him to do this. I don't know. Probably a little bit risky. I mean, something like this, or the rook coming in. I can. Okay, let's throw the rook in. Yeah, I didn't need to give him that pawn, but my knight is so nice. My rook is good, and this bishop has zooming potential. So I don't think it was a terrible idea. Okay, so now we should certainly take this way. Let's watch out for my rook. So I need to guard that with my king. I have the two bishops, and I still like my position. I don't know if I should like my position. Maybe knight here trying to get rid of my bishop, but I should be getting a pawn back. I should have the two bishop advantage. And it should be pretty damn juicy for me. So if I was white, I'd probably try to get rid of this bishop, but then I take there. If he tries to get rid of the rooks, this one is a Targito. Why am I saying Magneto Targito? Does anyone speak like that in the real world? I don't think so. I doubt it very much. So taking here, I think, is normal. I'd love to get a bishop on this diagonal, but he's got that well covered. So he moves his bishop back. Now, what do we do? Do we keep trying to be clever? Or do we just grab a damn pawn? And taking the rook comes out here. And then bishop here. Okay, let's take the rook. There's no, I mean, again, I'm just going to try to play the most natural looking moves. And now he's trying to get some counter play. Okay. That was his idea, to come in here. That's a good idea. So right, good. Let's get into blitz mode. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed that one, because I've grabbed the pawn back, but was that actually wise to do so? So I've got to block this file up. I've got to try to use my bishops. I'm not going backwards. Just feels incorrect. Now here. So let's just play a sensible move. And no, I don't know, if he checks me, am I coming this way? But then it's maybe no more than a draw. I'd love to get my rook to b2. If I want to win, I have to give this pawn up. Which, let's just see. Okay, we're gonna play for the win, obviously. He's got check in here, which is mate. Fuck. This pawn's becoming really dangerous. Get in there, son! Come on! Boom! Boom! Big win there. Big win. And also, I don't know if I dare put it on the game review because I let it slip, but I took some very big risks to win, and he's only one pawn away, one square away from queening, but it was certainly up to a certain point. Let's have a look. I mean, I think he's doing okay at the end there somewhere, but this is a very dangerous formation with rook h1 coming as a big idea very shortly. That rook coming down is a massive threat. So now we see his rating, 3,173. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Wow, my mouse is working wonders. And it's getting brighter in here. I might have to get some sunglasses soon. Seriously, the sun is shining bright in England today. The sun shines on the righteous. So yeah, okay. Well, we should have a look at some bits of that. I don't know what the game review will say. Let's have a gander. And not a great game from either of us, and you can see there at the end he was winning, as I was fearing. But he was very short time. So around here he is winning. No, this is where I'm winning, but I let it slip with this move as a mistake. I should have gone the other way. Wow, very hard, very complex game. It was pretty even for a long way, right? And then I took the edge, and it's around here. After King G1. Let's go to King G1 where it starts to get... I felt like it was going wrong here. Let's put the lines on and have a look so we can see. Okay, well we can't. We're in with another round. Okay, thank goodness. Probably good not to look at that last game because it was very tough at the end. There was probably some way he could win, but it was... It would have been a painful loss, that, because I think I was playing quite well. Okay, so we're in with the tromp. I'm just going to take here and put my knight here and try to play h4. Now, this is one line I don't like playing against, I have to say. This is one of Black's best lines. This is actually one of the reasons I'm not always playing bishop takes knight in longer time limits. d5. And the idea is to go here and push this pawn often. So I might have to change my plan now. If I push the h-pawn here, push his h-pawn. Now where does this knight go? I don't know. I don't know the best square for this knight. So we'll put it on e2. And a4, maybe a useful move because you might want b5, you might want knight b6. I stop b5 and I attack on b6. But the setup that's really annoying, I find, is when they castle and go f5. So can I go g4 here? Is that... Then he moves his knight here and I drop this pawn. So I'm going to... I'm not sure I really want to do that. So I don't know. I don't know what I do in this position. Castling is probably alright. I always get in so much trouble though in these positions. Let's stop. I'm moaning a lot about this, aren't I? It's one of those openings I haven't looked at and I need to do a bit more research on. I can't be bad here. Can't be doing bad. Now e4 looks ugly to me. He's got some trick over here. Okay, we will go here. And this is the problem with this variation. Yeah, I honestly don't know the best way to play this. It's a weird one. Now, I'm going to go f3, but I could end up in a lot of trouble here, actually, couldn't I? I want to play e4, so I want to use my centre. But then I've got to watch out. Maybe there's a Greek gift. Bishop takes here and knight here could be a killer. So maybe I want queen here, so my queen can defend a Greek gift. Maybe along the third rank in some situations. So probably the okay. So he's trying to put his queen on this square. Now here takes. Knight here attacks here and here. I've got to place and my pawn's on pre over here as well. Okay, let's go b4 and hope. I don't want to drop a pawn. Okay, now against this one, feel we have to play g3. I don't see much. And now I just drop that pawn anyway. Fuck. It's tricky, this open. It's annoying. It's really annoying when with the white piece. Oh fuck, what if I press there? No, let's go away. It's really annoying when you're playing with the white pieces and you just get a bad position. So this is one of those trump lines that I do struggle with. Okay, I've got to try and create some action. Now here, okay, well, I mean, I've got to take risks now. I'm a pawn down. So there might still be a bit of play here. I mean, here, okay, let's do this. Oh no, he takes it because my queen is... So I need to move my queen out of the way of the rook because I want to go e5, but bishop takes e5. I don't want. So I want e5. And if I get e5 in, I'm kind of like, maybe all right. So maybe. Do we come back even? Just feels like my centre could be more of a liability here. We'll find out soon. So I've now got ideas of taking on f5, which my opponent has allowed me to do. Does he want to come here? But his king's quite... Okay, I'm going to take it. So he does. He comes... But now this square. Alright, so he's giving me a pawn back. Surely that's a bit risky of him to do that. Now he does have a check here. I'm hoping king g2 is not too scary for me. And what am I doing now? Okay, yeah, so he's... I've given him this square, but hopefully... I want rook e1, but... Let's get the king off those files. Off the check. Which is going to be an issue. Do I want g4? Maybe. Maybe g4. Obviously this is something I can consider. Yeah, so he's taking this with check. This is the only problem with this line. So I have to go here, and now we have an unpleasant scenario. Openings are so important at this level. I honestly don't think openings are that important at other level, you know, lower down. But as the higher up you get, the more important they get. And this opening has got me... Why has he got that? Looks risky going there. This opening has got me in trouble. So now I need to play quick and pray. I don't know where his king was set. I mean, we've got to try to hit that king. But he's playing very well, yeah? Okay. I'm going to play quickly. Pawns are dropping. pieces are dropping. Fuck. Fuck. Ah, FIFA on. Okay, time to resign. Ah, that was annoying. I just a bit of a smell. It just didn't like the opening. I'm not comfortable after this D5 move. Yeah. Okay. What goes up must come down. Let's have a look. So I'm putting it on the. Okay, it's this screen where you can see everything. Yeah, I mean I'm doing all right. Let's see where the evaluation changes. I mean I never know what to do. Never know what to do. So do I not? Knight F3 it says. But what's my plan? This is the problem. Should I be going E4 here? But then my pawns seem a bit funny. I think this is just an equal position, but I actually prefer to be black here because black's got an easier plan of doing exactly what he did in the game. And later on, you can see my position is not very nice. And when you're struggling in a position like this, it seemed to get better around here, but I'm still quite a lot worse. And of course, I should have gone King G2 straight away. If I'm going to do it. There's other moves as well, but there's no point giving him the B6 square. That was another mistake. And then we just got this horrible position. So quite a smooth game for my opponent, and well, we just got ourselves in a bit of trouble at the opening block there, and the tromp not always working out well for me, unfortunately, in these title Tuesdays, is it? Let's have a little break at my end, but for you, the next game will start any second. Yeah. So we got 100% with black so far, and of course we get our third black out of 4 games. When I just played this World Team and Rapid competition, it was quite amusing. I guess that's the right word, because I think I had something like, let's say 19 games, and I had black in like 16 of them. My captain, Ali Mortzali, lovely guy, worst captain in the absolute world. You could not dream of a worse organised. And he does say he's not a captain, but he kind of got into the captaincy role. Yeah. It was funny. It added to the fun in games. Who cares? I should be better with white. I normally am better with white, but actually now we've got a report Dutch with an extra tempo. So my opponent's playing quite a sensible idea, and I'm leveraging up the move G5 because that seems like fun. When the bishop's on F4, the H5 idea is not as strong because he's still got good control of this square. Now G5, my knight's annoyingly not on D7 here. So G5 he will take, put the bishop there. So maybe this is a clever way for white to play. I'm actually going to play a ridiculous move. That must be such a terrible move. I don't know why I did that. I'm going into the... I want to put the knight on D... What am I doing? Why do I do that? What even... I just didn't want him to double my pawns. Bishop D7 was... What? Why am I... Why on earth did I don't know. I wanted to play G5, but... I'm sort of... And not allowing the opportunity to put his bishop on E5. I was hoping these would get traffic jam. It was either brilliant or brilliantly stupid. And as soon as I played it, I know it's just stupid. Not even brilliant or brilliantly clever. It's just absolutely stupid. Now, I don't think I'm winning a piece here. Because he takes. But this is quite interesting. It could turn out to be quite brilliant. Now, bishop here, F4, he takes here. If I take back, the bishop goes back. And we have a weird position, but I may be overextended. So he's decided to take here first. And I'm going to grab on F4. This is... And I'm at least now I've got the dart squares. And I'm going to take here, and I'm hoping this will open up his king a little bit. And I've got a dart square bishop. And now I can show my brilliant idea of not allowing him to double my pawns and trying to get rid of this knight. Now, if he moves the knight here, I've got this quite nice bishop, so I can fight for the E5 square. So actually, all of a sudden, this is actually, I quite like my position, because it's a fight for the dark squares, often, if you get the positional version of the report stone wall. And with bishop d6 and the queen coming out, I see no problems at all. So my opponent's blockading because he's got the knight. He wants to close things down. But there is now this as a target, which I'm going to take aim at. He's blocked my bishop out, but this is a big target. Okay, so he's defending well. I do need a knight in this position. This is true. I don't have a knight. So I'm going to... then this is... Yeah, okay, so this is... I have to cover his knight. I'm threatening here, but he's got rook h3. I have to stop his knight coming. I have to just try and do this. But he's played this very clever, actually, because now he's got this one. He's played this clever. He can't do that because I take there, of course, but it's a weird position. Is that a threat? I don't think... Oh, it is, because if I take, he has this. This is a massive threat. Flip. I've got queen here, right? But I don't like it. Am I stopping nasty things from happening here? Rook here, queen f7, queen here, and bishop here. But I'm totally on the defensive now. I'm hoping I'm covered this as much as can be. If his rook comes in, I can't take here because he takes the queens and takes here, checkmate. So it might be okay for me. I'm kind of thinking this is what I need. Put the queen here and the bishop here. Okay, I've got to take that. That goes without any question mark at all. And now what's happening over here? Is this am I worried about this pawn coming up? Right, let's go for this plan because I've also got c5. And now here. Yeah, so he clearly aims to exchange. And I have to take. And I'm under a little bit of pressure. Looking for counterplay always, and this is the only way I can see to generate. So he tries to exchange your queens. Which I have to allow. And again, this is the only move I can see to get counterplay. Oh shit, don't do that yet. Okay, so we're going to go for it. I might lose the pawn there, but then I'm hoping something will occur. Don't know about that one. Because now he's just going to try to round it up. The king comes up. Well, I don't see any other option apart from draw, because he played well, you know, draw. If your opponent plays well, is okay. My opponent played well. It kind of went wrong, didn't it, when he had that pressure on the H-file? I mean, it feels like I'm slightly worse there. So, his F4 move was very, very clever, actually. Well played to him for finding F4, because if he didn't have F4, it must be a little bit better. And after F4... I'm just trying to think what I did wrong, and moving my bishop around seemed... Sorry, moving my queen around is not right, because I'm probably okay after f4, but let's go back. You know, you've got to think where things may have started going. I mean, so here, around about this point, it feels like I'm doing okay. Computer is not as optimistic as me. I mean, I thought if my bishop gets here, I'm really enjoying life, but you played this very clever move, because it kills my bishops a little bit. And it gives his knight this way in. Now, this is not a horrible position, but it's not what I want. So this can't be terrible, I feel, you know, because he has a target. But now he plays another good move, which I kind of just underestimated. He can just defend this with the king, and then he just piles up on the H file, and it's just a little bit of pressure. Don't like this either. I should, as the computer says, try to get counterplay some other way. And I'm struggling here, aren't I? And in this position, this was a tough position, as the computer confirms. And now let's go all the way to the end. Another reason I'm kind of happy to take a draw is, well, yeah, I felt that I'm just a lot worse here, because this pawn is more of a weakness than a strength. I'm not getting mated as I felt I was on the H file, but I'm certainly, if anything, a little bit worse in this position. So a solid game to get to 2.5 out of 4, and that's the first third of the tournament done. Second third coming up, and the next round will start any second. All right. So we have white, and this is the middle section, and this is where I look at the sun there. It's coming in. Get those sunglasses out soon. I'm not doing that bloody tromp again. And this is where I historically have not done so well. And if I can get like 4 out of 4 here, that's shooting very high. Then what did I get? What did I get in the other section? I forgot now. I've got 50% too. So I need to get like 4 out of 4, 6 out of. Then we're on 6 out of 8, and we can get a good score. Okay. I know I'm 2.5. Am I 2.5? How do I get 2.5? I've totally lost it. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, so we're doing the Harry attack, and my opponent is meeting with a very standard way. I don't want to allow him to push the B pawn, so we're locking that one down. And the whole point of this opening is to use this H pawn. So I think now he'd probably go H5, because otherwise this starts to look a little bit annoying maybe for him. We've got F4 as well. Okay, I have to continue with this, and maybe his idea is knight takes, and it gets quite interesting then, because this knight's quite well placed. But maybe after knight takes I can go F4, and then his knight comes in here. That gets quite crazy. He takes, and he takes my rook. Okay, so he's taking with the pawn, and this is very interesting. Now, he's won a pawn. He's got a good hold here, but it also seems that if he castles, he's going to be in trouble, because his king's more exposed. So this positionally looks quite dodgy, but tactically his pieces are doing not a bad job. So I'm going to keep developing. I don't know if I want to castle or not. I probably do want to castle, because I'm only relying on this one idea here, and he can get counterplay quite quickly against my king if I leave it in the centre. So I probably do want to castle, especially if he moves his queen out now. But I've put my bishop here just to also probe at the idea of playing E5, when it seems like it's a normal break in this position. So my opponent is preparing for that, but I think we'll play it anyway. Are we missing? Takes. I don't know. He's got knight takes here. I just realised. No, okay. Everything comes off. Knight takes here. No, and if he does it, knight takes here. Oh, let's just see what happens. I can't bother to work it out. Great Grandmaster strategy there. So he might be able to take, and take. Now, if he takes, he can't do it. But this gets very interesting if he plays knight takes here. Very interesting position. And after knight takes here, I'm kind of hoping I got queen takes. This is what I did calculate. When I say I don't calculate, I obviously do. Because then if queen takes, knight takes, if things get exchanged here, I might have knight c7 check. So I'm hoping this doesn't work because of queen takes. And I'm hoping that this doesn't work because I simply take that. So he's agreeing with me. Okay. Now I'd love to get my queen to e2. I think castling surely is the right option now. Let's do it. Because his king is stuck in the middle. It's not going kingside. He can't castle. Not too worried about this. He's got lots of pieces in the way. And it feels like getting a rook to the e-file. Much more critical. Now, another thing you might want is this, of course. That looks normal. So do I want to keep the option of taking here, or do I just play something non-fearful like this? His knight is good. Okay, I'm going to play this. I'm hoping if the queen comes here, it comes another way, which I missed. Okay, now g3, h4. But if I move the f pawn, he's coming in here. Don't like it. All of a sudden, here. Okay, I think I have to play this, but this is, yeah, my last move was not good. He's played this very interestingly, my opponent, and he might even better play this now, when I have to grab and pray. And if he takes it first, then plays it, I have knight e4, which I'm hoping. I've got to do it a little bit defensive, so he goes for this one instead. That's a nice move. That is a nice move. Takes, and my position is really collapsing now. This was a nice move. Can we defend like this? No, because he's got bishop check here. Ah, dear, this is a bad game. My opponent played well, but I didn't. Two pieces the queen. Obviously, we can't resign quite yet, but with some time problems, there's some chances always. But yeah, that did go quite badly wrong, didn't it? Let's get rid of that one pawn. Not that it matters, really. He's got too many other pawns. The only chance I have is if he gets stupid and loses on the clock, I think. Now this is a real issue as well. Queen b6 next. Just, and bishop here, and I don't really want to swap rooks off. So, does this come to the end now? Probably the end, isn't it? It's probably been the end for a while, let's be honest. I can't see a defense. Can't see a defense. This also is killing. There we go. Fuck. Okay. That was an annoying game. And my opponent apparently only 21-32. Jesus. But playing like at least a 28-50. I mean, what's going on there with that rating and that performance? And not just performing very high, but performing very high in a really complex position. Because sometimes when you get like 95% accuracy, he didn't make any mistakes at all. Look, no mistakes, no misses, no blunders. It's like a perfect game from him, yeah? I mean, I don't want to say dodgy, but a little bit dodgy. The problem is, I mean, you know, even if I'm not saying my opponent there did cheat, but let's say someone does cheat, you might get your rating points back, but it doesn't change your standing in a tournament, right? Your standing in a tournament is you still lose that game. You're not going to suddenly get that game back because they only rectify things in other tournaments. So it's very annoying if anyone does ever cheat, but he probably just played very well there, and I was very impressed by some of his moves in this line. Let's have a look. We also should look where I went wrong, more importantly. Not concentrate on the opponent. Now, for a start, this move is still okay. I'm still doing alright. Still doing alright. Still doing alright. And now there's some bizarre moves which are best. A5 is actually just a good idea because you want to get the knight into b6. That's not stupid. This one felt normal, right? And now I think I started going wrong. Even this castling, yeah. I mean, castling didn't really help, did it? So I probably should get rid of his pieces or play this a5. Okay, interesting. This one, he can go knight takes d5. Look, he's clearly not cheating, this guy, because he's not playing the top moves. That was just me being paranoid, and obviously when you lose the game to a much lower rated player, your initial reaction is to get annoyed. But I shouldn't have even inferred anything, because that's just, I don't want to turn into that lunatic Kramnik, you know. He's more ridiculous by the day. Because I spoke to oh god, I forgot his name, the Czech player. He basically said he was thinking about killing himself because of the cheating accusations that Kramnik put on him. David Navarro. He just feels a bit incompassionate. Okay, anyway, so the game goes on, and now I thought this should be alright, but it's not, is it? And he suddenly got these big attacks, and I totally missed his idea of coming here, which is a killer. And look, suddenly I'm completely lost. So it was like missing that one move. So I'm not going to beat myself up. I mean, I didn't play too badly in that game. Okay, well, we need 3 out of 3 now to get to 5.5, and then we can, if we win every game, we still get to 8.5. We're on 50%. Look at that, the sun. That's why I'm leaning back. If I'm leaning back a lot, it's because I'm trying to avoid the rays of sun. And I certainly need to get some blinds put in, right? So I don't blind myself here. I didn't realise that, because I normally stream somewhere else, but I think we've sorted out the internet here, and things are right. It's much nice streaming at home, because I've got another old cat now that we got from a rescue. April, who was very old but struggles to walk, and she needs a bit of care, so it's nicer to be at home, especially when I've been away so long, so I can keep an eye on her and make sure she's all right. Okay, so here Firouzja is trying to win Rook and Bishop versus Rook against Mamajarov, is that? And he wins on time. Very hard to defend that. In practice, that's nearly always like winning for the Rook and Bishop at higher level. So we need 3 out of 3. Okay, 3 out of 3. Let's try to rock and roll 3 out of 3. I've lost both my white games. I'm gonna have to change my white games. This is clear. When I'm white, I'm not performing very well. So I'm gonna have to look at my white games. I might just go back to the Grandmaster Gambit repertoire that I wrote with Richard Palliser, because that gave a lot of fun positions. But when they don't fianchetto, okay, I didn't really think about this. I wanted to play here, but now I missed that the queen comes here. This queen here is really annoying. Could just be dropping a pawn here and played that far too quickly. Far too quickly. Yeah, this queen here is just really annoying. I thought I could move the queen over here in good position with queen g4. So I might just have to admit I'm pawn down here and play. Not the end, but not what I want. Okay, let's just do it. There, not thinking. I was still taking in that last loss a bit too much. Okay, well, let's at least double the pawns. And get this knight out the way of my bishop. Maybe somewhere over here it can go to. So my opponent is thinking potentially about getting a massive centre. And again, queen here, queen g4 is very annoying. So she plays queen g4 straight away. Also very annoying. But can we try to find some other targets? So we have to try to annoy her as much as possible. So the one thing I did manage to create was the doubling of these pawns, so we got that at least. Because otherwise I'm going to get crushed by this coming down. And I wouldn't be surprised if she could just go f4 anyway. Takes and then do something clever. I don't know what, but I'll let her work that out. I might have to bail out with queen h4 at some moment if that occurs. But this is at least quite annoying for her. If she moves the queen here, d5. Well, I have to go here again. That makes my option quite easy. And now here looks okay. But I'm gonna keep that as an option. d5 looks okay, probably a good move, but this kind of seems quite intriguing. If the knight attacks my rook goes over here, and I've still got this d5. d5's not running away, so okay. Now knight here, rook h4. So I'm just gonna try. She's trying to get everything off this diagonal because everything's hitting on that diagonal. But if I get one more move in, my pressure looks very, very decent. And d5 is now a threat because there's no queen getting exchanged. If the knight comes here, rook h4 is a bit annoying. So now she comes like this to put the knight here. Okay, well, we'll move this in, so what? And now we come back. It's done its job. Can we start hitting some other things? f3 takes rook f2. Looks like I've got very good control of the f-file. It's quite annoying for her. So she comes here, and of course we have to try and keep my bishop as open as can be. So we've got to take that one. We don't even need to think about it. If the knight comes here, I can attack the knight. But maybe I keep it on... No, because then the queen comes in here. Even that looks good for me. But I don't know which square is better. Here or here. I'm not sure. But this one gains the tempo. We've still got pressure against her king side. And I'm keeping this bishop open on the next move by some potential capture. So she's trying to complicate matters now. Now that shouldn't work, should it? Shouldn't work. Really? I don't think that takes... Is this really working? Is there any threat? I mean, rook e4. Do I take here? I've got lots of tempting moves. I don't believe this should work. Now, okay, even... So takes here, check, king moves. I don't believe this. I don't think there's even a threat. I'm covering the d8 square. So I'm taking this to open my bishop, threaten checkmate on g2. And now surely there's something here. I think just slipping it forwards creates some massive threats. Okay. And she takes rook here. I've got rook f8. And she takes, I can also take the bishop. So check, I come here. And now this is my threat. Rook takes g3. So she's going for exchange of queens. Now, I don't know. I mean, I can even keep the queens on, right? But takes. Let's just do this. Now, does this win? Rook e8, only try. Check, king here. Rook e2 should win, right? If she queens, I check and then take. If she comes rook e8, I check here, and then I put the rook here, check, and I take there. So rook g2 is massive. So this one, and now she resigns because after king h1, she steps into this, and maybe I have an even better way to win, but this is the simplest. Check. The king steps back, and then I can just start eliminating. So that was all right. So after dropping a lousy pawn in the opening, things started to get quite well around here, right? So so she was actually doing okay up to this point, but it wasn't that easy for her. I mean, I think she's gone wrong by here because I wouldn't allow this doubling of the pawns, right? Because doubling the pawns made c4 very weak. So I don't think knight g3 is good. Knight g3 is good, and yeah, I think as the computer says, why not play this first? Because now if I take, she can keep her pawn. She doesn't need to come round this way. She's a pawn up. That would have been the way to play. So, okay, we're halfway through now. We've got 2 more games. Are we halfway through? Pretty much halfway through the tournament. 2 more games to go, and then we're into the last third. We really need to have a big 2 games now, because we're on, I don't know, like 3.5 or something? We're on 3.5 points. So if we get to 5.5, there's still a dream. I don't know, let me check how many points we're on. I'm not even sure. Okay, how many points are we on? 3.5, there we go. And it's round 6, so there's 5 to go. So we could get 8.5 if we win everything possible, which is not very easy when you're me. Not very easy to win anything possible. Okay, next game starting in a wee little jiffy, boys and girls, a wee jiffy. All right, so we got my third white, and I've lost my first 2 whites now. So I'm gonna play the wing gambit. I'm switching to e4. And I'm going for this super aggressive opening. So I love this center where it's quite hard. My opponent's playing it very quickly. I wonder if knight takes or pawn takes is correct here. Let's go knight takes for a change. And this already seems like quite an interesting position, where I'm a pawn down. Can my opponent castle, or can I stop that castling? First question, where to put the bishop? And I would have thought bishop c5 must be correct, because my opponent wants bishop here, knight here, and this. And I'm going to try to go bishop here, and at the right time maybe throw a check in to disrupt the light squares. So this is the basic plan. When you have a pawn on e5, you aim to attack, basically. And maybe queen g4 is of interest, but I think bishop d3 first. The check, nothing, because bishop d7. And now h4 is very tempting, and I wouldn't be me if I don't push Harry. We got to push it. It means castling a bit weaker, but come on, let's push Harry. And this is the problem, obviously, and we're going to get such a messy position now. I mean, castles f2. What is happening? And this is also very playable. Now rook a2 is a really weird move, no? Maybe taking here still is possible. Maybe castling is possible. Castling is sensible. Castling is sensible. Okay, how many? Takes, check. King e2 gets in the way. Don't like it. Is d1 safe? No, because okay, then I've got bishop c2. I'm just wondering if I should just throw this in and not give. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to go for this, which might lose. And the point is, I got d1, and if the check comes here, bishop c2. I'm giving up everything to concentrate on going all in. Rather than defense, the best way to defend is attack. So I'm not defending everything. I'm just going for the attack. So I could have castled, defend f2, but no. We're bringing another piece. And we're hoping my king is actually safer than my opponent's king. But that could be absolute rubbish. I mean, is my opponent going to castle queenside in time? What is this? Absolute madness. And if I move this bishop to try and cause that one, there's a queen b2. So maybe I should be thinking of the bishop coming here. But then there's a queen e3. I'm getting a headache with this game. It could just be that I'm in direct sunlight. And like a vampire, I am melting. So I have to go here. Or do I? There's this one. Because my opponent's idea is queen here. King here is... I'm really walking... I'm walking a fine line. Okay, let's do it. There's no checks. I'm attacking the bishop. And I want to take on g6. But it looks suspicious. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so now I have to take here. Right. This is really balmy. So check. In we go. It's our turn to attack. I have this one coming, and I have this one coming. So my opponent defends. Bishop coming in, there's this check, but then knight here. Okay, it's just literally a slug out. Check, knight d2. And check here. Well, okay, the queen's come off, so my opponent is... Okay, but now I can take and go queen to g5. So my opponent can't take that bishop. This loses, surely. The queen comes here. And my opponent hasn't got time to run away. So this is the end. My only friend, the end. So that was quite a crazy game, but I mean, I'm probably not entirely sound. My opponent just, well, of course it's not sound, but that's kind of madness that I love. You know, bonkers chess at its best. And don't defend. Just don't ever defend. If your opponent threatens something, you threaten something back. And it's literally like, you know, two boxers, and you're just like, rather than ducking or blocking, you're just standing there and you're like going at each other, which is really fun, right? Fun way to fight. Not very good for your health though, I would have to say. And okay, so let's have a look. So I mean, let's have a look as we always do. And I'll put it on the computer. And what was the game review going to be like there? Is it going to say I'm a Wally? Most likely. 83% Wally. And we're only worse at 1 point. So considering it was a crazy ass game, that's not too shabby. And it looked like a lot of fun around here. I don't know, was pawn takes better? B5. Okay. Well, every move is pretty equally as good, right, by the looks of it. So, and now this is maybe a threat. So my opponent goes here, but of course this is the target, right? We have a hook for the H pawn. So let's go, and here we go, in we go, boom. And now my opponent hits here, and I do play the top choice. No, I don't. I give my king a square, and this is random. Rook f8, the only move to keep an edge, but this is just all crazy shite. And now, really, I thought my opponent was going to try to castle. This is what I'm worried about the most. Bishop here, but there's other options. Pawn takes here. It's a crazy position. My opponent came in, and now both of these moves look quite tempting, but I don't want to exchange queens. It's a bit wet to allow the exchange of queens. We want to keep the queens on, so we have to go brave and go forwards. And now rook f8, we take. And now this was starting to look like I was going to have some fun here. Apparently I shouldn't have taken that. I should have gone rook f1. But taking a pawn with check and stopping your opponent castling can't be too shabby. And here my opponent just blundered, because in this crazy position, yeah, every tempo, and this would have been a much better idea. But after here, it's game over, really. Just take here. And I'm going to take that rook if my opponent moves the king. And of course, this is checkmate. So, happy days. Happy days. And we'll look at the scores on the doors. So that's round 7. I win 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. So if we win the next one, then we're into the last 3 games. And we can still get 8.5. I mean, I just need to get that 7.5 again. As I'm sure you're all aware, it's not easy. Bloody hard to get 7.5. So let's see. Am I going to do it? Let's pause. Get ready on the doors for the next game. Yeah, so maybe 1e4 is the way to go. By the way, I am sorry about the weird lighting on me. You're going to have to put up with it. And I will buy some blinds next week. I'm like the worst handyman in the world. There's some things I'm just really bad at doing, like organisation. I'm terrible organising myself. You know, like doing anything. I always get myself not very good with, like, you know, I don't know, any kind of organisation or filling in forms and stuff. Terrible. And also, like, yeah, I mean, just like doing DIY stuff. I find it quite boring, and I've just never learnt it. My brothers are excellent at it. I've got 2 brothers, and they just like, they can do anything, but I just can't do it. So I will try to get a blind up, because having the sun shine in your eyes is not that pleasant. It's not to be recommended. Okay, we are playing Nitish, and I'm just playing normal stuff. Wonder where he's going to put his king. We're going to take here at the right time, because I don't see any reason we should do that now in case he loses a tempo with this. And we're going to do normal Dutchy things with either e5 or... I don't know which square's best, here or here for the queen. I really don't know. e5 is normal, but sometimes c5 works well, especially if they castle queenside, because you can try and get your rook in. So he does lose a tempo by playing this, and he's very close to be losing a piece if I got like e4 in, but he doesn't seem to be quite losing a piece. I mean, I can do something wacky like this, but maybe I play the positional c5. What do we do here? This one's interesting. Like queen takes e4, but I don't know. This feels like this should be something very good here. Maybe knight here. Should we try that one? My knight was so good. I don't know if I should be moving it away, but it does introduce the concept of e4. Do I want to move this knight away? Do I not? I don't know. I don't know. And he's probably going to take now and castle queenside. Now I wasn't sure if he could do this or not. I thought he could try this, but I figured I was going to get some dangerous play here. But I mean, I could just be talking nonsense. Now, first thing, do I give up the exchange? I'm going to give this up, because I should have a lot of pieces attacking him now. Takes or bishop takes? Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook f8. No, I'm going to stick to my guns, and my whole idea of this exchange sacrifice is that my bishop on f3 is going to be very, very powerful. Stop him castling here, and his bishop on h2 is not good, but it's very likely that this could be just made up nonsense. So we're going to go here, attacking his rook, and now what's next? Here's... Do we take? Bring the knight in. Grab a pawn. Okay, let's grab this pawn. It's a pawn, and I might have g6. So I'm just doing this because also his king comes here. Okay, so now my knight most likely wants to come into this square. Okay, so he stops that for now. So I get off the pin, so my queen is free and my knight can move. And I'm just, this whole idea of this is that this bishop stops in castling, that my bishop is actually stronger than his rook. And I feel I'm quite happy with this sacrifice at the moment. I feel like I've definitely got a good bit of pressure. I don't know if I got any pawns for this. I don't think I need any pawns, but I've got one pawn as well, so it's full compensation. And with the attack, and we might even grab that one, you know, if he gets complacent as well. Now this is, oh no, queen takes. I don't have queen takes f2 because it's bishop. Don't do that. This one also, then the knight comes in, but I don't know. It's a tricky position for him to defend. So my knight could also come this way, but then he can castle because it blocks my bishop. I was thinking duh. Okay, now here, do I go I'm going to go e4, but that's a little bit controversial because my knight might want that square, and it blocks this bishop. But let's do it, because he might have to go queen f1. And then knight coming in here, he castles, but I have either knight takes here or knight here. Queen moves, bishop takes d1. And my king's quite safe. So this is a big threat, this one. Massive threat. But he might better castle, I don't know. I mean, maybe he should, but it just looks... He does, because his position is quite dubious. Now, I can take here, but I think this is better. I think this is better. Now, I could even go knight here. Just don't get mated here. Don't go and grab that pawn on c4 until it's ready. And now, I'm going to get my material back with bonuses. So pretty... Okay, don't count your chickens yet. Can I go here and be clever? Can I go here? Don't blunder, Simon. So good at blundering, I am. So I'm just concentrating because it's just a little sequence check. I think I'm alright. I think I can dodge whatever he's trying. Think again. No, I can't. You muppet, Simon. You muppet. So I have to go here, which I didn't want to do. So I give him a lot of pawns. Okay, I'm just going to keep it simple as I can. Keep it simples, simple simples. I'm making hard work of this, but we will get there in the end, trust me. It's always winning. Okay, and actually my opponent's rating there, 20, 28, 35, so he had a good rating. So maybe let's turn off the rating. I didn't know who that player was, and I basically outplayed him all the way. I didn't finish the game as smoothly as I could, but I'm always winning at the end. And it was a pretty I think a pretty okay game, personally. I mean, it seemed to be alright. So let's see what the computer says, and this is the worst bit when the computer says no. And yeah, you can see from the graph that it was like always my opponent who's under pressure, and actually at the end he's always losing quite badly. So that was good. Look at that, nice smooth graph. And we're on now. I think we only need 2 out of 3, don't we? For 2 out of 3, come on. We just need to get 2 out of 3 for 7.5, which would be brilliant. Because I haven't got 7.5 for like about 5 years. Little break at my end means I can check on April the cat. And the next round will start for you guys, because I've got a pause button any second after I stop talking. Okay, so we got white again. We'll roll e4 on the board. And as you can see, the sun is getting nearer and nearer to be fully blown in my eyeballs. So, King's Gambit, of course. So I reckon I've got about 1 more game before I literally can't see. So we better make it a good one. It's just haloing up my Fanta beard at the moment. Ginger Fanta beard. I'm sure I was called that at school. And when you're ginger, you do get a lot of grief at school. So you kind of had to learn to fight the odd fight. I don't know. Do I take this one? Do I go d5? What do I play? What do I play here? I'm going to take it for now. So I don't know. Interesting King's Gambit. And we've got to find a way to be disruptive after something like Queen here. So how are we going to be disruptive here? Now d5 or then e5, and that pawn is safe. So okay, so let's just develop for now. And I've got to prove this compensation, haven't I? I don't know how I'm doing that, because even this is coming. Knight here. Okay, let's go for it. At least it's disruptive, and my opponent now has moved the king, which must be a small win for me. I'm just going to move the queen, because the queen seems like it's not in a very good square. And now that my opponent's moved the king, I can try some other plans. So knight here, but okay, I don't see any other good squares for my knight, so let's do this. And h4's got to be played, surely. And if this one, I could either take here or move my knight to g5. And ideally, I'd love to get this knight into one of these two squares. So my opponent stops that for now. And I'm going to renew the threat by defending my rook. Knight takes there, rook takes was my opponent's idea. And now if g4, I might be able to take first and then go knight g5, something like that. Well, oh, is there going to be a queen sack? Yeah, okay, that scares me a little bit. So I'm going to go in first of all, threatening this one. This is another reason I wanted to force my opponent's king to make this move. And now if the queen here, maybe I have e5, another problem my opponent has with the king. If queen here, knight takes. So the queen can't find a good square here. And this is surprisingly annoying, right? So maybe king c8 is what my opponent should do. But then bishop takes f4 then. I've played it this way to stop the idea of bishop takes f4, pawn takes pawn, which looked like a very decent queen sack for my opponent. Might have been rubbish, but I'm always on the lookout for these queen sacks. Look at that. The sun has now hit my nose. This is like one of those clocks. I have to win before it hits my eyes, otherwise I'm not going to be able to see. Sundial, I think they call it. One of those clocks. It's getting nearer. Okay, so e5. Looks fun, so let's play it. My opponent can't take and take and take with a knight because it's pinned, and taking with a queen rolls into something. So here, I think I can even swap queens here, but I must admit I didn't see that, and it's a little bit annoying that my opponent has swapped queens because okay, but this is still a very good position. I mean, I've equalised the material, and I'm still attacking even though the queens are off the board. Sometimes you have to make some exchanges in life. This is a little bit frustrating. So c3, but c4 is what I want to play. c4 knight here. Okay, I'm going to go for the most aggressive because this is what. And if knight here, okay, now I get my bishop to this square. At least I'm defending here. It's still a mad position. Knight f7 is the only square. So my opponent breaks out, trying to get d5 square. So I have to go here, but now my opponent's idea is to get the rook in the game. Clever play. Wow, I mean, G3 scares me, but I can't see. G3 scares me, and I think I mean, can I take it? Right now, G3 is still on the cards, but my king can come back, and the rook is out, so I'm not as scared now. I was much more scared about G3 immediately. Whether it worked or not, I have no idea, but it scared me. Now, knight here, very interesting. But let's try just using the rooks. Okay, knight comes in here. It's getting very intense, this game. Check here coming, so Where does this go? Either here or B1. I don't know what was better. Fuck. Fuck! Did I just miss this? Fuck, I missed that knight takes this playable. Oh, Simon, that was so bad. So bad. Ay. Knight F2, am I getting mated? I really messed this one up. And here I'm. Oh, what? What happened there? Have I moved or not? No. Ah, what? Oh, sorry. Okay, that was bad. I had a good position, and I messed it up badly. Fuck. Ah, just cracked under the pressure there. Annoying. So let's go back. So yeah, I had a good position. I think at the end there I'm losing anyway around here, so it doesn't matter so much. But I put the rook on. So I'm pretty sure around here I'm doing very well, yeah? Yeah, look, this is a very nice position, and now it says my rook should be here. It's a very complicated position. And knight h5, the move that my instinct said I should play, is one of the best moves. So I should really always be following my instinct. Okay, this one can't be terrible. But my next move is, I forgot that this is on pre. And I forgot that this knight's guarding here. So I should. There's no point allowing my opponent to win this pawn. Why am I doing that? So my next move is nonsense. And now it's getting messy. So yeah, so I've let it slip. It was a very close game, very exciting game. And I think my position should have been better than that. I mean, here it looks lovely, right? I don't need to play this move. Of course I don't. Why don't I just play knight takes f4 trying to come in here? It's very simple. I saw one idea and I didn't look for any other ideas. This is ridiculous. So I only saw e5 and I didn't look at anything else. But of course, just play knight takes. So easy. Knight takes, so natural, coming in. This is not natural at all, even though I'm doing well here. So I had some great chances there, but I let it all slip. Oh, let's hope it's... I can't see with these things. They're not even my glasses. They're girlfriend's glasses. So that was annoying games. We can still get 7.5, but we need to get 2 out of 2. And I felt like I had great chances to win that game. So that's the most annoying thing. And it's getting actually quite hot in here. Excuses, I know. Let's see. 2 more games to go. At least we've got 50%. And let's hope we can sort it out. Oh, I might have to turn the fan up. Hope you can't hear it too much. And this game's starting soon, boys and girls. Bummer. Okay, so we're going to continue with this e4. And we need to get 2 out of 2 to get to 7.5. And we have the Scandi. Now, I don't know much about this, but I do know... I can't remember who told me this system. That this system, by putting the pawn on d3, has a lot of bite to it. And the point is the pawn is not exposed on d3. It's well defended. We're going to try to castle queenside. Queen, king. And there are... So let's do that. Get ready to castle queenside. And there are ideas of the knight quickly throwing itself in, and even ideas of pushing these guys. So it's quite an easy idea and quite an easy way to play against this. So can I go here now? Bishop here, bishop takes f7, king takes knight f5. Yeah, I can. So the one move I don't really want to allow is this one in these positions. Well, this is the most fun. I don't know if it's totally sound now because these guys are coming, but it's certainly the most fun option. Not sure if fun for who. I'm now wondering. It might not be the most fun for me, unfortunately. It might be the most fun for my opponent, but we'll go for it. One of these Title Tuesdays, I'm actually going to try and experiment And I'm going to try to play no interesting moves whatsoever. I'm just going to try and play moves that don't make a mistake. Good, solid positional moves. Now, my tactics are not as sharp, but I do tend to roll the dice a little too much. And this is a big mistake of mine. Now, we can't go knight here, which we want to play because of queen takes knight. So we're going to have to go to some rather smelly square and hope it comes to life later. And this is not looking great. The knight's now coming here. Not liking this position. Okay, let's go here. Maybe there's a vague threat. Oh, fuck. Vague threat for who? This is really disgusting. That's a quick and good move. Oh, I have to play G3. Yeah. The sun is coming on my eyes. And now I have to play here because my position looks rather ugly. It just looks a bit ugly. It might be alright if I get reinforcements, the H pawn to H5, then it is not as ugly. Okay, I have to take the knight, otherwise it's really ugly. Now the knight has to come back to come and try to control the squares. I have to try and put a pawn here. I have to make also sure this diagonal never opens up. So f6 may be playable, but it gets in the way of the bishop. If this knight ever moves, I'm gonna get kaplonked. And I have to watch out for sacrifices like this as well. There's a lot of things I have to watch out for, and I don't like watching out for so many things. Okay, so the knight comes here. Let's do that first. Now this is one, and I think this will come. Have to play h4. My opponent stops it. I don't know what I have to do. I have to try and sacrifice somewhere. Somewhere. Over the rainbow. Somewhere. Yeah, this is another annoying move. It's a good move. Oh, I don't know, it's about as good. Maybe I'll have knight here if my opponent tries to double rooks, for example. And the sun is getting quite hard to see now. A little bit tricky. I'm very tempted to sacrifice something like this. Might not have a choice, but then f6. Okay, fuck. Here, f6. Okay, let's do it. Let's go here. So and probably more of a desperate sacrifice. The sun is literally encroaching into my eyeballs now. This is going from worse to really worse. If that is even a statement. Oh god, the sun blinds it. If it's not something, it's another thing, isn't it, with me? If it's lit, and my play seems to be getting worse as far as that sun comes in. I did try putting the sunglasses on, but then I literally can't see because they just don't work. Trust me, they don't work. So I know I have plenty of excuses. Well, I can resign this one. So we're only looking at 6.5. And very disappointing title Tuesday. After, I have to say, a promising-ish start. That is going to be a queen. There's not much I can do about that. Here it comes. Motoring. Okay, well, when you're losing, you can... And when you're losing, you can lose, I was going to say. I don't know. I'm going to have to give this rook up. And it's just like... Well, it's hopeless, basically. Hopeless. The rook is going to come here. Okay, so... Last little dig. I still think rook here wins, and the rook comes all the way over here. Yes, you clever bastard. And, I don't know, I'm really tempted to resign. Might be clever. But this is going to make me resign, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, showing my lack of experience in that one. We've got one more game to go, and bloody hell, that is horrible. And so we can't get 7.5 again. Let's see if we can at least get a plus score after 2 bad losses there. So we'll try to have some fun, and I've got to work on my white games. That didn't go well. Fuck. So we're fully blasting. We're getting full sunblast. My green screen's falling apart in the background. I can just about make up which moves to play, and this is the last game, which is good because dodging that you can't hide from the sun. I mean, I don't know, but you've probably been on holiday when you see I don't know, let's say take Spain or somewhere where you see the English guys with their tops off and they're already on their, like, I don't know, 15th pint by 1 p.m. and they just in the sun, no suntan. I think they put like olive oil on their skin or something ridiculous just to burn a little bit more. Burn, baby, burn. And it's really funny to watch. I'm not really a sun person because of like my complexion, which is not, it's not sunny, is it? Okay, now how do we mate him? Mate the fucker. I've got to play that song again soon. Should we go all the way back? We've got to swing it over. I can see just about, so it's okay. We've got to swing it over, bring the queen in. I don't know, do we go g6 or h6? Which one? I think g6 might be the superior. Have I lost the pawn like I did last time? Well, this time surely getting some play. I could bring it over here as well, but this one's more forcing, correct? I don't know which is best. Let's go here, and surely, no, you can't take here now, because then I whip it off, whip in, threaten checkmate, threaten the knight, and that would be nasty. Okay, so we're going to take here because we want to open up as many clear lines for this little baby as we can. But my opponent has defended satisfactory for now, and my pieces are not hitting the target. So we have to, and this one may be coming. So let's just develop, get a knight out. It gets in the way of my bishop, but it won't remain there for long. Oh my words, I can't see. And now, can we do some funky stuff? Takes, or do we flick the bishop in here? Let's try. I don't know. There's some quite weird stuff I can try. Let's play this. It's not normally something I would do, but I want to stop b5, and I might have a knight takes e. You know, I might have a way to liberate the guys. Takes, knight takes, bishop takes c5. Then knight here. I don't see a good follow-up there. I mean, my rook's a little bit funnily placed. I don't think it's correct here. I think it's actually better here. That seems a very slow move. I don't know. It's basically, I just can't see what I'm doing anymore. The sun has won. Like a proper English tourist. The sun has conquered me. It has won out. And I am blinded. But I would like to win this last game. To get to a plus score. Okay, come on, Simon. You're getting a bit outplayed here. Things are looking bad. But this is when you do best in life. When things are looking like complete and utter collapse. That's when we strike like the cobra. The drunk cobra. Wow. That's my drunk cobra look, just in case you're wondering. And now we could go here, check. But we could go here, not check. But check soon. Check me out. Okay, in we go. And I'm going to take here. Cheeky little number, that one. And my opponent's probably going to go rook takes rook. But I've won a pawn somehow. How have I won a pawn? Dry my eyes, tin. When I first heard the band The Streets, I wasn't impressed. I thought they were rubbish. But then it did actually warm to them a little bit. And I'm feeling very bloody warm at the moment. Okay, do we swap off? But my rook is looking pretty crap. Okay, what about this for a trippy move? Let's try to get it somewhere. Now, can he win with here? Queen F2. Oh, fuck. I didn't think he'd see it. No offense to him. I'm sure he's a great player. But I think I've got Queen E8 holding my back to the wall. What's he doing to me? Don't do this. Don't do tactics. That's nasty, isn't it? Because he's also got this one. Fuck a duck. I didn't see that. Okay, so I'm really struggling now. In more ways than one. And, Jesus, I'll be happy when this game's over. Which it will probably be quite soon. And this is, and I'm down on time as well. Should be doing well here at some point, but we are completely lost now. Everything is dropping. Sugar daddy-o. And we're just gonna try to fight for a little bit, but I'm not really fighting for my right to party here, has to be said. Honestly, playing chess with this is horrendous. I need to get blinds. Every week it's something. Get a mouse. Got a mouse. Get some blinds. Blinds. Put up. But it's not just buying blinds. I have to measure them. For goodness sake. I'm not a blinds specialist. I have to measure them and then I have to put them up. Am I really going to... Is that really very realistic? I'm going to do these things? Well... No. Now, if I get my king to this square, there's some hope of defence, but I'm a long, long way from that square. And I say some hope, even then I expect it's losing, because his h-pawn is a monsterina. And we have to try and get the king there, but he can take this off and come in, or something. But I've got Ari. Is that Ari? Can't even see it. Is that a pawn? It is something, isn't it? Dry your eyes, tin. Come on, Harry. Come on, Harry. Now, that Harry is getting a bit scary there, so I'm going to have to do something about him. No, he's got to be a little... No, he doesn't. Here, I'm tempo... I can't even... Honestly, I can't see, and I'm... Tempo 2 gone. Fuck it. That was not a good title Tuesday, but now I can get out of the sun. 50%. Get some rest. Can't believe I lost the last 3 games. Depressing as hell. I'm buying some blinds and I'm putting them up. Thanks. Cheers. Goodbye.